Lando Norris's recent remarks on his own performance have triggered discussion across the paddock. Calling his season pretty average, the McLaren driver offered a rare and self-critical assessment. It wasn't a media-trained deflection or a diplomatic soundbite. It was direct. For a driver often praised for his composure and talent, admitting dissatisfaction sends a clear message. Expectations were higher, both from the team and himself. The comment arrived midway through a season filled with ups and downs. McLaren's form has been inconsistent, with flashes of competitiveness mixed with technical frustrations. Yet Norris's words suggest the disappointment isn't just about machinery. It's about execution, his own. His harsh verdict reveals more than frustration. It reflects maturity. In a sport where excuses come easily, Norris choosing accountability speaks volumes. His standards have evolved beyond finishing positions. He now measures success by execution, precision, and maximized opportunity. That self-awareness is rare among young drivers. The question now isn't whether McLaren will improve, but whether Norris can transform his own performance curve. His reflection wasn't passive. It was a warning, to himself and to everyone watching. McLaren's 2025 campaign has been a tale of contradictions. One weekend, they fight near the front. The next, they're stuck in midfield. For Lando Norris, this inconsistency has made performance evaluation complicated. The car has undergone major updates since the opening rounds, with aerodynamic tweaks, rear wing revisions, and tire window adjustments. But these changes haven't always translated into stable results. The team has openly admitted that unlocking consistent performance remains their top priority. While the car shows pace on certain circuits, it's unpredictable under varying track temperatures and race conditions. Norris Tipidka, Tun, asked with extracting the best from this volatile package, has often delivered when it mattered, but not always. His qualifying sessions remain strong, yet race day conversions have exposed the car's weaknesses. McLaren's strategy team has also faced scrutiny, with calls made under pressure sometimes missing optimal outcomes. For Norris, the frustration lies in knowing the car is close, just not close enough. This backdrop of fluctuating competitiveness adds context to his average label. It's not a sign of defeat, but an honest evaluation of a team still chasing consistency. Lando Norris is no longer the young hopeful with nothing to lose. He's now seen as McLaren's team leader and long-term bet for success. With that status comes immense pressure. Each race becomes more than just a battle for points. It's a measure of progress for a driver expected to deliver. The early part of this season saw many tipping Norris for race wins, even a dark horse title challenge. McLaren's preseason optimism fed into that narrative. Yet, as the races unfolded, those expectations proved premature. The gap to Red Bull and Ferrari has remained stubborn, while even Mercedes has edged ahead at key circuits. Norris's self-critique reflects the pressure he feels to rise above machinery limits. He knows expectations aren't going away. They've become part of his professional identity. The public and team both look to him not only for results, but for leadership. His every move is dissected: lap times, radio calls, and off-track remarks. Navigating this scrutiny while maintaining performance is a different challenge altogether. Norris isn't just racing other drivers now. He's racing against a standard he helped create. In a brutally honest sport, mistakes are magnified. Lando Norris has had moments this season that didn't meet his own standards. A lockup here, a mistimed overtake there. These ain't catastrophic errors, but in F1, even small missteps can be costly. Norris has been quick to acknowledge these lapses. That openness is part of his growth. Yet the frustration lingers. At tracks where podiums were possible, minor issues snowballed into compromised results. Some were strategic miscalculations by the team, others were executional. Bahrain, Imola, and Austria stand out as weekends where Norris showed pace but left with fewer points than deserved. He's aware of those gaps. His self-assessment isn't rooted in emotion. It's based on cold data. Reviewing lap times, tire degradation patterns, and pit timing, Norris sees what could have been. This clarity drives the pretty average verdict. It's not just about where he finishes, but about maximizing potential. In a season with tight margins, he understands that every missed moment stacks up. And if he wants to reshape the narrative, perfection must become the expectation, not the exception. Oscar Piastri's continued rise has brought a new dimension to the McLaren garage. While Norris remains the senior figure, Piastri's performances are narrowing the gap. This internal dynamic is subtle, but impactful. Teammates are the most accurate benchmark in F1. They share the same machinery, face the same track, and work with the same engineers. Norris knows this, and while he's still ahead on points and experience, the margins are shrinking. Piastri's calm under pressure and strong qualifying runs have challenged Norris to elevate his own game. Their relationship is professional, even friendly, but beneath that is an unspoken rivalry. Norris's honest verdict on his season also includes an acknowledgement of this challenge. He can't afford complacency, not just because of fans or management, but because of the man across the garage. The battle within McLaren has become a key subplot in the wider championship. For Norris, it adds both urgency and motivation. His leadership role now includes defending his status, not through politics but through results. And that demands consistency at a level higher than ever before. Beyond what fans see on race weekends, the real war is fought behind closed doors, in engineering briefings, simulator sessions, and data analysis meetings. Norris has increasingly immersed himself in this technical sphere. His average verdict stems in part from knowing just how much work is being done off-camera. At McLaren, efforts to refine setup windows and unlock downforce efficiency are relentless. Norris contributes deeply to these efforts, often staying longer in meetings, running extra simulations, and challenging assumptions. His feedback has grown more precise, more demanding. He's no longer just reporting issues. He's proposing solutions. This shift shows a driver stepping into a developmental leadership role. But it also reveals the limits of influence. Even the sharpest feedback can't compensate for flawed chassis dynamics or unpredictable tire behavior. Norris's frustration is technical as much as emotional. He sees where the gains are hiding, but reaching them takes time, coordination, and sometimes compromise. This complex process feeds into his self-criticism. He's not judging only his on-track performance, but also the full scope of his contribution to McLaren's evolution. Motorsport tests more than physical skill. It demands unwavering mental resilience. Lando Norris has grown more transparent over the years about the psychological strain that comes with racing at the highest level. The weight of expectation, the glare of public scrutiny, and the relentless travel grind form a silent battle. When Norris calls his season pretty average, part of that judgment stems from internal emotional assessment. He knows that performance isn't just about lap times, it's about mindset. A distracted or fatigued driver loses tenths per lap without realizing it. Norris's focus on mental conditioning has become more prominent this season. He works with specialists, reviews his thought patterns post-race, and attempts to manage pressure proactively. Yet, even with preparation, the toll is real. The line between sharpness and overextension is thin. His candidness reflects a broader awareness. Peak performance is holistic. It requires physical sharpness, technical clarity, and emotional balance. If any of these falter, the season suffers. Norris's verdict reveals not weakness, but the strength to admit that being great means managing all three elements with brutal honesty. Public perception carries a unique weight in modern Formula One. Lando Norris has cultivated a loyal fan base over the years, drawn to his authenticity, humor, and raw racing talent. But that popularity is a double-edged sword. Every dip in performance triggers disappointment, concern, or criticism online. Norris understands this ecosystem. He interacts with fans frequently, aware that support comes with scrutiny. His average comment isn't just for team debriefs, it speaks to a broader audience watching closely. They want to see him evolve, win, and challenge the elite. That desire becomes a silent force shaping a driver's decisions and emotional state. At this point in his career, Norris is no longer protected by youth or novelty. He's now expected to deliver, on the track and as a brand. This dual role complicates every season. The push for results isn't just internal, it's cultural. Every missed podium feels larger than it is. Legacy is already on the table. Fans don't just want points, they want moments. And for Norris, living up to that vision requires not just pace, but presence. Despite his critical tone, Lando Norris's season is far from over. Many races remain, and the development curve continues to shift. McLaren has new upgrades planned. Strategic rethinks are underway. And Norris, more than ever, seems determined to reshape his trajectory. His harsh verdict isn't a resignation, it's a call to action. He knows the story isn't finished. In previous seasons, strong comebacks have defined reputations. A single dominant drive can turn narratives. Norris is still within reach of turning this average year into a meaningful campaign. The key lies in execution, minimizing mistakes, maximizing strategy, and capitalizing on circuits that suit the car. His awareness of past errors may become the foundation of future success. By acknowledging flaws early, he positions himself to evolve faster than his rivals. Momentum in Formula One is fragile, but it can shift rapidly. Norris's self-awareness is now his greatest asset. With each race, the opportunity to rewrite the season remains open. And if he rises to the challenge, his honest verdict may one day be seen as the turning point. Success in Formula One has always been measured by victories, podiums, and championships. But for Lando Norris, 2025 may be about redefining what success means. His assessment of a pretty average season doesn't reflect failure. It reflects ambition beyond the metrics. It suggests a driver unwilling to accept mediocrity, even when external circumstances offer an excuse. This mindset is evolution. It's what separates good drivers from future legends. By setting a higher standard for himself, publicly and privately, Norris is building a platform not just for results, but for long-term greatness. He's not waiting for a title-winning car. He's laying the groundwork for when that opportunity arrives. The truth is, championships are won long before the final race. They're built in the difficult seasons, in the honest moments, in the unrelenting self-assessment. Norris's harsh verdict is not an admission of defeat, but a declaration of intent. In a sport driven by milliseconds, the strongest driver isn't just the fastest, it's tenacious. He one who refuses to settle. And that's the journey Norris is truly racing toward.